Hi Adhika, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
So ready for a puzzle? Let's begin the talk with that. When I tell you about abandoned shih tzus, data guzzlers, data centers guzzling water, raced down hills, dried out lakes, elephants killed on by speeding trains, plastic found in elephant dung, can you think of what is a common underlying factor? Besides the fact that these are all negatives.
No, they seem unconnected to me.
Yeah, it's demand. It's you can call it a kind of extreme demand, and it's this kind of demand that is creating all of the above issues plus many more. To give you an example, globally, data centers today are consuming around 560 billion liters of water annually. 560 billion liters. So now with the increasing demand for AI, we are going to have more data centers coming up, and these are going to be consuming even more water. You and I, we are using the services of these data centers whenever we send off a mail, join an online class, save images in the cloud, etc. etc. So even if you took the help of say ChatGPT to send off a mail, a simple mail, you are actually guilty in the act of helping a data center consume water up to maybe 200 to 1500 milliliters of water just for a small simple email. So you can think of the sum total of all our tasks in a day and the kind of water. So when we get dazzled by AI and use it indiscriminately, creating images and this and that, what we are actually doing is we are helping create water scarcity somewhere. May not be here, but somewhere we're helping to create that kind of thing.
Wow, I didn't know that. And when it comes to traffic jams, I'm guessing you mean our demand for private vehicles has caused a lot of jams on the roads, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you look at the data for just a month, October 2025, there were around 86,000 and odd new car registrations in Bangalore city alone. Now we know that the roads aren't multiplying anywhere near that number. The traffic jams are here to stay. Despite all that, we have so many people willing to shell out lakhs to buy new cars. Why? Demand again. Demand to have a private vehicle, maybe one or two, whatever.
Yeah. But what about the movie Assi? If I'm not wrong, it's about rapes that are happening per day in the country, right? Assi, 80. So, how is that related to demand? I heard that it's very explicit, probably why a lot of people haven't gone, but I'm not sure how it's related to demand.
Yeah, it can be disturbing to see or hear of these dastardly acts on screen and to hear that neither a 6 month old baby nor an 80-year-old is spared. But if that is disturbing, why isn't the violent scenes that we see in movies like Durandar disturbing? And this Durandar is a movie that ran to packed theatres, whereas Assi saw hardly a handful of us in the cinema hall. Why do you think there's this difference? I would say it's demand for blood and gore without the attendant emotions of guilt and empathy, which is what a film like Assi calls for, right?
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Demand again. See the connect?
Yeah. Abandoned Shih Tzus, I get. I mean, the craze for these buying these exotic breeds over adopting as strays is leaving so many of them abandoned on the streets after being used. And these are breeds that are not made for the streets. It's really sad. And the plastic that you mentioned in the elephant dung that we've found in forests, it's it's shocking and amazing how our consumption and discarding of plastic has affected creatures so far away from us. And of course, the harrowing news of the elephants being run over by speeding trains in West Bengal. I mean, it's really distressing. And but I heard that in Tamil Nadu they have deployed sensors to, I mean, alert drivers of elephant presence, right? And hopefully the clamor from Kerala and a lot of Karnataka lobbies to open the Wayanad Bandipur forest road at night, hopefully they don't move the courts, no matter how big the demand. So yeah. But what about the raised hills and the drying lakes? I don't get that.
Yeah, that's another story. On the road, if you take the road from Krishnagiri to Tiruvannamalai, you can see these disappearing hills. Every visit of mine, a couple of years apart, has revealed the sad story of these hills which are being blasted for granite. And on that same stretch, you will see a line of these granite outlets with their glitzy offerings facing the very hills from which they have been taken. So, not only are we losing out on the topology which plays a big role in the ecosystem there, but the powdering and blasting of these rocks actually causes a lot of pollution in the air, water, and soil too. But again, the demand, right? We want those glitzy flows at home. Sadly, that's the thing. As to lakes, if you take a walk around your city, Bangalore, look at the contours of some of the lakes, what will you find? You have these huge high-rise buildings, right? Being offered for maybe a crore, a couple of crores or more, with the tempting inducement of a lake view. But now, with the abandonment being proposed, lakes in the city are going to be in more danger. There's an amendment to the Karnataka Conservation Tank Authority being proposed, according to which the buffer zone can be further shrunk from the 30 meters which it is at present. See, buffer zones are like the flood plains of these urban wetlands, and they help to absorb this excess water during heavy rains and prevent flooding. But who's going to bother about conserving these buffer zones or even the lakes when they can get away with a few lakhs, right? Demand again. So demand is what has created the kind of uncontrolled growth of real estate in the city. Today, if you see, an average middle class person does not own just one flat in the city. There's one flat where the person lives, and then you have a second or a third bought in for investment, right?
Yeah.
And most of this happens within the cities. So what happens? You're further driving the demand. Any guesses on what the temperature this summer is going to be in Bangalore? Predictions are that it's going to hit 40 degrees. Can you believe that, of a city which was known for its salubrious climate? A green city which has turned grey purely because of the demand. Demand for more homes, for more offices, for more roads. In the process, the green gave way to grey, right? And according to a report from the IISc, the city lost around 80 to 90% of its green cover in around 5 decades. That shows ironically that we didn't need global warming to make our city burn, right? All that we need was this uncontrolled demand for more of the wrong things. When I say wrong things, I do understand people do require some of these things, but we are not looking anywhere at the environment or a healthy lifestyle, right? Unless the environment is protected, you're not going to have a healthy lifestyle. However many number of vehicles or homes you own. That is where we need to ask ourselves some questions. Can you and I refuse to look away when we see environment destruction? Can we start asking a few questions to our rulers? Can we make a few choices, like just pause before you ask Gemini or Meta or whatever to do an assignment for you? Or think before you buy a lake view apartment. Do you really need that? Can't you just jog to the lake daily instead of opting for a apartment with a bedroom with a view that you hardly will have time for? So these are some of the conscious things that we need to do if we are to have a healthy lifestyle as we go further. can you and we and all of us start asking tough questions of our political leaders? What do you think?
Yeah, can definitely try. And thank you so much for opening my eyes to all of these aspects. I had thought of a few, I was aware of a few things, but not in the context of demand for sure. So, and of course, how our inactions are going to hit back on us. So, yeah.
So it all stems from that point, right? That we are not thinking today. We are not thinking. It all begins with thinking. You need to think and you need to ask questions. And also we need to act. All of us can contribute in some way or the other, right? We need to see where we can work towards, help our governments work towards a healthy environment. So thank you all for listening, and I hope you can do something, think and do something about
Yeah.
having a good lifestyle.